Yes, it's a Beaulieu 4008 ZM2, possibly the greatest camera ever made, the greatest Super 8 camera ever made, which puts it in the running for the greatest camera ever made. And not only do I have the Beaulieu 4008 ZM2, but I got a ZM4 as well. Oh yeah, one day I possibly had a couple of drinks and I felt a bit flush. So a guy was selling one of these for about, oh gosh, about 300 quid. Dear, oh dear. So I got two of these buggers. So, hey, you talking to me? You talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. So I'm not just doing this show to show off the guns over here, right? I want to demonstrate something. Okay, so here's the ZM4. I'm going to put this up to the mic and I'm going to run it at 18 frames a second. Listen to this. Sounds good? Sounds very good. Here's the ZM2, also running at 18 frames a second. Something wrong there. Something a bit different. Let's try again. ZM4, ZM2. Different pitch, and I think it's slightly faster. In fact, I'm sure it's faster. But they're both set to 18 on the dial. Oh, I can't see this. I've just banged them into each other. Oh God, it's going to be an expensive show if I break these poor things. Something's up with which the ZM2. Well, what's going on? How can I find out exactly how badly this thing is buggered? It's not really buggered, it's just running a bit fast. And of course, you can slow the thing down. See? Could probably play a tune on that thing. Very expensive tune. Oh. Damn it, they're heavy. Right. Now, I'm going to show you how you can find out exactly what frames per second your camera is running. What I did was this. All right, I got myself an iPad. The iPad has this on it, which is naturally let's get it running. There we go. In the clock function of the iPad, see, it's got a timer, timing seconds and hundredths and tenths of seconds and hundredths of seconds. And what I did is I filmed this at the stated FPS frames per second of 18 on the ZM2. Let's go into the screening room and I'll show you. I shot it at 2 frames a second. I shot it at 8 frames a second, 10 frames a second, which there wasn't a setting for 10, but I just put it between 8 and 16. And 16 frames a second. And I'm saying dial there because they weren't actually 16 frames a second. It was just what it said on the dial. And I ran out of film at that point and I went to another film. But anyway, I did the 18 frames a second. All right. That was on my phone rather than on the iPad. All right. Do you get me? Do you know where we're going? Well, come with me. Right. This is pointing at my my laptop, which has got Adobe Premiere running. And this was the footage after I scanned it and put it into my timeline. See? Footage I just showed you there. What I'm going to do is advance it 1 frame at a time. Okay? So I'm going to count how many frames it took to go from 1 minute, 1 second to 1 minute, 2 seconds, and thereby going to find out how many frames actually went through the camera during that 1 second. So let's all count together, okay? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You can tell something's wrong already because that 101 ought to be 102 by now. So that's 18 frames. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, oh dear, 24, 25, 26, 27. About 27 frames went by in 1 second when the camera was set to 18. I set it to 18. It gave me 27. Oh dear. Something very wrong. Now let's try it at a different speed. Let's try it at 16 frames a second. See what happened there. So let's go between 54 and 55. So So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's doing 22 frames a second at 16. No wonder I'm running out of film. Okay, let's see how bad it was at 4 frames a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's at 10 FPS when it's set to 4. What does it say for 10? Let's have a look. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Right. 18. Right. So I have to put it on 10 frames a second on the dial if I want to shoot at 18 frames a second. This is not optimal, people. This is not right. Okay, I can, you know, just say, okay, from now on, if I want to shoot at 18, I'll put it to 10. How are we going to fix this? Well, you can fix this by going into the camera itself, and you don't even have to actually take the whole camera apart. You can just take the one flap out of the compartment, and look at those 3 red knobs at the top. They're not knobs. There they are again. And there they are again. And there we go. There's a screwdriver going into them. They are potentiometer screws. They're adjustments. You can actually, there's hidden adjustments inside these Beaulieu cameras. Yeah, if you put a screwdriver into that, then you will be able to adjust the speed of the camera. I haven't done that yet because I wanted to show you the camera before I fixed it. So I will, somehow along the way, the thing has sped up faster than it ought to be. So I'm going to adjust it. Right. Now, you don't even have to burn through some film and develop it and then look at the film of your counter, because there's another way of doing this which uses no film at all. And it's through the medium of sound. That's right. What am I talking about? Well, let's have a look back at the computer here. If you record the sound of the camera going, like, you know, this noise basically, and then you analyze the sound waveform, you can actually see how many frames are going through the camera. So here's the sound waveform. Now, so here's the sound of the dodgy camera.
Frame counter set to 18.
Right? Now, that's 1 second. I made a title that's exactly 1 second long. The title of this for 18 FPS. And look at the sound wave below. Let's go a bit closer. Look at that. See all those little spikes there? Each one of those is a frame going through the camera. So look at the audio, and you can see the frames there. And now, very cleverly, I can count how many of these little spikes here go through the camera in 1 second. So let's do that. Let's do that together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27, maybe 28. But that is damn near the same value that I got with the other method, and I didn't use any film at all. So there's 27 of these little peaks here, and I did it just to be safe. I did it also with, I think, 4 frames a second. And what does that sound like? Well, you can tell that's more than 4 for a start. Let's have a count there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12 or 13. I think with the other method I counted 10. Close enough. So that's how you can do it without using up any film. If you think your camera's running fast, all you do is record the sound of it, analyze the sound wave, and boom, you've got your real FPS there, your real frames per second. Brilliant.